first off, like to, there's a lot going on in LA right now. I know that in talking with Coach yesterday, they've had some staff that have been affected by the fires, and so we're obviously very concerned for not just them, but all the people in Los Angeles that have been affected by those fires. And it's obviously a ongoing situation, and so I'd be remiss if I didn't start with something a little more, important than a basketball game when it comes to life-altering stuff. So, did some good things in the Penn State game. Obviously, Kasparas not being able to go. I thought our guys did a nice job of stepping into the moment, and defensively, I thought we were really sound. Tomislav, elite in terms of what his defensive presence was in that ball game. We're problem solving on that end much better than we have. Earlier we keep growing in that area. I thought that the combination of Morz and Tommy, you start putting those lines together, and that's being pretty effective at that spot in a lot of different capacities, with points, rebounding, block shots, and I thought Bam, did a really nice job of pushing tempo as we got going. So you put that one behind you. It's one of those that was kind of a shellacking that you don't see very often in this league, and you pay attention to it a little bit, and then you take the positives and you move on. SC, Mas is a really good coach. They're coming. They're a like-sized team. They have a lot of versatility with that. Cohen, we've seen him before when he was at St. Francis. Big kid that's there. So again, a team that's probably, my opinion, played like a top 20 team here in the last 4 or 5 ball games. They've been very, very good. They did an unbelievable job against Washington. They had Oregon down at half. Had nice leads on the road at Indiana. So this is a good basketball team. They'll hurt you in transition. They'll hurt you, in a variety of ways. Ogbo's a terrific shooter. So this is a good basketball team that plays with their head coach's edge.
Any update on KJ and his status for this game?
I think we'll wait till tomorrow and see what that game day decision looks like. I think that he was. We'll see. We'll just see what it looks like tomorrow.
With USC, from a roster construction standpoint, you mentioned the versatility. It seems like he's got like all wings almost. Just what's maybe unique about the?
It's he's turned a bunch of 6'6" to 6'8" guys into a really good unit, and their versatility. They've got guys who can shoot it. They've got guys who can drive it and are very good head rammers. They've got the ability to do different things defensively because of that, and maybe in a lot of ways don't have what is considered a true point. We didn't either last year. So they're very efficient with it, very effective with it.
Obviously, without KJ, things are different for you guys on the court. So what did you kind of learn about your guys and their ability to adjust into different roles or bigger roles or whatever it was?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt you're losing a guy that's very effective at both ends of the court and elevates. But I thought our guys did a nice job. I loved our assist total. Our passing. I thought our ability to find shots was really good. I thought that Will defensively has turned into a really good player on that side of the court, and putting him in the lineup with Trey and with Bam was some positive things. And I thought it was just the next man up. I thought Draven did a tremendous job. He got great looks. I thought you give me Will and Draven's 3-point looks, and I think we were 1 or 2 of 12, and those guys are really good shooters, and just had a tough night shooting it. But you give me those shots every night, and those guys are going to make 6 or 7, 8 of those. So I thought it was really good. I thought we handled the moment and the situation, and they did what a really good team should do, and that's take up a little slack, and everybody played 1% better, and that's all we ask them to do.
To ask you one more on KJ, what has he been able to do? Is it a matter of pain tolerance for him? How is that factoring into things?
It's more the medical side of things, in terms of we don't want to ever put a young guy out there and jeopardize anything. There's some things he can do, some he can't and hasn't been able to do. So again, it's not. We've been through all the scans, we've done all that stuff. So it's just more the ability to comfort and not aggravate, so to speak.
Your relationship with Morz and vice versa dates back a really long time. Is what he's doing maybe what you envisioned 4 years ago or whatever it was, and when you first maybe saw him as a prospect?
Yeah, I don't know if I envisioned him doing that this early in his career. It's pretty doggone good, and he's not talked about very much, by what he's doing. And he just went out and had a double-double, 20 and 11 in a Big Ten game. Okay, and maybe 1 or 2 of our other freshmen have a little to do with the fact that he doesn't probably get talked about enough. What he's doing with pairing with Tommy's really good. I think they're a great complement to each other. But he's just simplified everything. We expected big things from Morz. We knew how good a player he was, what a good athlete he is, and most importantly, what a good person he is. But he is very competitive, and he's been a great joy to coach to this point.
You said Penn State was one of those nights. I think you said similar after Oregon. It's 2 of the last 3. How much of that do you feel like is you guys starting to operate at closer to peak potential, or kind of there, or is it just a matter of?
Well, I don't think we're even close to our season. I don't think we're close. I think we're raising the floor a little bit, but I think we're getting better. I'm judging a lot off our Tennessee game. We're a way better basketball team than we were against them. A way better basketball team, and I just think that there's continued growth every single day. This team is, we shot 20%. We scored 91. We shot 20% on open threes against Penn State, and we missed 402 layups. Right at the rim. Those are our ceiling type things, and we made 6 scouting report mistakes in that game. I mean, those are things we can continue to improve on, and so I don't worry about the margin, maybe like some people do. I worried more about the ability to handle what is our standard, more than the kind of the outcome of those 2 games. But it was. They're nice. Our guys are growing, and there's been some confidence, especially from our bench guys.
Your guys' metrics are really good defensively. Is there a specific area or analytic that you feel most encouraged by, or feel like it's keying what has led to a lot of productivity at that end?
Well, I think everything on that side starts with rebounding. You know, I think we've done a very good job of protecting the rim. We've been better at that than maybe we have since we lost Kofi. But I think our guys are problem solving, and I don't know if that shows up in an analytic as much as we see it every game. We know what we're trying to do, and you get cross-matched in a transition, and you got to solve that problem because your scouting report different. So I think we're understanding how to do that better. But another set of problems tomorrow from USC that they pose with the way they play. So, but yeah, I mean, we take a lot of pride in that, and always have. And but our problem solving and then rebounding, I think, are two of the biggest issues, biggest things we've gotten better at.
I guess with Morz again, like, I mean, guys just aren't committed to the same place for 3 years like he was. I mean, just what was that like? Where maybe you were able to, you tracked his progress and his growth over the course of that stretch before he got here.
Yeah, those were the good days. Those were the good old days. Morz was, he grew up in this state. He has tremendous pride in this university. It was fun to watch him grow. It was fun to go watch him, play in high school games, and you're there with the struggles in the game. He fouls out and hardly plays, and you're there when he has the big win, and you're there when he has the big games, and yet all along you see and you know how hard he's working to prepare himself for these moments at this level, and there was so much invested by him. There's so much invested by us in terms of just that growth. We don't get to do that anymore. It's very rare anyway. But I say this all the time. The best part about Morz is he hasn't touched his ceiling, and he's a way better human being than he is player, and that speaks volumes. And I don't say that very often, especially with freshmen.
How do you guide him through some of those fouls, and how do you help him make that adjustment to this level of that? Scream
at him, chew him out, pat him on the back, all of the above. I think that there's, but it starts with his ability to want to learn and be a sponge. And he's never came in here or come in here and tried to be something that he's not. He's come in here with an eagerness to want to be the best player he can be and take all that information in. You can coach him hard. You can drive him and push him, and he wants that, and that's a tribute to him.
Brad, when you're putting together this roster with how well you're playing now defensively and how far you want to go, when you're putting together a roster, how easy is it to see in the players you're getting what you're capable of defensively? Is it kind of a lot there when you're bringing these guys in, or is it, no, I really have to go get it out of them?
Both.
Yeah.
A lot of high school kids aren't asked and demanded to play defense for long periods of time anyway. And I think the one thing we've tried to do in this program is obviously positional size, shooting, but also IQ, and understand that character, all those things. You have to want to win. You have to want to compete. You have to want to learn. Guys that are cerebral, guys with IQ, have a tendency to do that at a quicker rate. Guys that want to compete and win have high character, and so I think we've been, we've got certain boxes we check in the process, whether it's the portal or high school kids, and if they don't meet that, then we're trying to not do that. But we're going to demand they guard, and we thought this team could be a team that could guard because of size. We thought Tommy was gives us some size and some mobility that we haven't had, and then we felt good about Morz and what he was going to be able to do. He's just maybe exceeded that and expedited that process a little bit with his physicality.
From a scoring standpoint, doesn't seem like the lid has obviously come off for Will yet, but his activity seemed to be heightened against Penn State. Did you feel like that's a sign of progress and maybe even a way that he can snap out of some of the shooting struggles?
Yeah, and I told him, I said, you got to shoot everything that's open. I mean, he's a terrific shooter. I think you're with me and witnessed his shooting ability when it's right one night, and we saw that early, and he had 6 assists the other night. He's getting to his spots to draw help. When he's doing that, good things are going to happen. He could have had 10 assists. He missed Tommy on 2 or 3. Where he's got to feel that help coming, and instead of getting the shot blocked or taking a hard shot, just make the pass to Tommy or make the pass to the open guy, and or get fouled. And that's the one thing that is the next step in his maturation, is really getting to the foul line, because it's one thing to get to your spots and he gets there, and I mean he's great at that. But what's that next step is then taking that hit, getting fouled and ones, and or spraying that and elevating your teammates. I thought he did a really good job of elevating his teammates the other night. You got to keep shooting the ball, as I told Ben. If one way to get out of that is keep shooting it and know you're going to make them.
On that, Ben was talking about how maybe getting to the rim a little more, operating the mid post is taking a little pressure. It takes pressure off the threes, and then is that a way forward for Will as well, just to see it go in another way, and it'll open things up?
Well, I hope it's that way for the free throw line. I think they're completely different. Will's getting it to the rim. I think Will's taking a lot of hard layups and hard shots, and shots that are maybe a little bit off balance, and he makes those some. Where Ben's playing into booty ball a little more, he's taking advantage of that size and that strength. We ask different things from each one of those guys that are really not relevant, but you give me Will Riley, feet set, and all the shots that he missed from 3 the other night, and he's going to make 5 or 6 of those, and we've all seen that. I believe in that 100%, and those are all of a sudden that's 2 or 3 of those go, and it's a different night, and gets a couple offensive rebounds because he's a good rebounder. All those things can change like that. Thank you.